This is what we use every winter for feeding out the fodder beet. Really good bit of kit. It's got a good stone trap on it, and you can adjust the settings for different size feed. Making a slightly bigger chip, so that's good. Along this point at the bottom. Hi everyone, welcome back to the farm. It's Monday today. We're going to be getting some muck out, so it's a cold start. Well, whilst we're taking out this stock feed I left in the trailer over the weekend, before we take some muck out, we've got another sugar beet pile here in this gateway. On this field where we've got some muck, we've got some bales which we carted in the other day. It's a bit far away from the gateway, so I think in which case we might not be able to get the mouse in here, so we'll have to use there's a JCB wheeled loader with a elevator. Put the elevator down at the gateway, and then the wheeled loader will transport all the sugar beet to the gateway and then to the lorries. Yeah, it is still quite cold today. Right, we've done the muck carting, we're about to get the sugar beet loaded this week, and then I've got a little quad bike here. This is our more recent bike. We had a red one before, now we've got a green one, and it's got to go for its first service. So I've been designated to take it down to Halston, to Lings, to get it serviced. Alright, so I've just dropped the quad bike off. It's just here to have its service. It's nearly new, so it's having its run-in service. We're just here at Lings, down at Halston. Okay, so we dropped the quad bike off at Lings. It's going to be serviced and then we'll pick it up tomorrow. Whilst I was there, I was looking at a CF Moto, which is like a side-by-side buggy. I'll put a picture on the screen now. And Lings have always sold Honda, but they were telling me that because of like the shortage, they're going to start selling these CF Moto side-by-side products. I think it was like Chinese made, but they're sort of like an alternative solution to Honda because Honda's struggling to get the parts out there at the moment, and the quad bikes and the side-by-sides. We tried the Pioneer, which was really good, but this did look quite a handy thing, and they're about to design a cover to go on the back of it so that you can put the dogs in the back and all that good stuff. So it'll be quite interesting to see what a CF Moto is like. Unfortunately now we've already ordered the Kawasaki Mule. There are some reviews about the CF Moto, and maybe if anyone's got a CF Moto, do comment in the comment section down below. Are they any good? I was having a good look around it today with James from Lings. Shout out to James if you're watching. So everyone needs a good farm buggy on the farm, especially a good quad bike. We've got some more feed, constantly getting feed deliveries this time of the year because all the animals are really hungry. So I'll just drop that off, and then we've got to put the auger bucket on. Look here, another problem we've had over the last couple of days is this is our old scraper tractor. It's about 60 years old, this tractor. It's getting on now quite a bit, but unfortunately the scraper has snapped here at the back. So there's like an old girder underneath the scraper. So we're going to take this off, and it's going to have to be re-welded. It has lasted really well, and it's such a shame that the scraper's broken down pretty much. Well, on one of our last years, we might be using this tractor. We'll get it out. I've got a new welder in the workshop. We're going to be welding for the rest of the week. Make sure to give these videos a thumbs up. This is what we use every winter for feeding out the fodder beet. We also feed a bit of sugar beet with it as well. We were feeding some of the parsnips with the auger bucket, but then we swapped over to feeding them by hand with a bucket because some of the parsnips got a bit sloppy and they didn't like going through the bucket. Anyway, if you're a farmer and you've got livestock, particularly cattle or sheep, do look at one of these buckets. They're a good Norfolk made bucket. KWF Farm Services, and I tell you what, they're really strong buckets. We've had this one for a number of years now, and it's been brilliant. Really good bit of kit. It's got a good stone trap on it, and you can adjust the settings for different size feed, which is quite handy. I'll show you on the side. You've got this screw here which you can wind up and down, so if you want to make a finer chop, if you want to make like a slush or like a very fine feed, you can wind it back on this threaded bar, and then you can also wind it back the other way, so if you want clumpy feed. So if you're feeding out like things like turnips, parsnips, sugar beet, all of that sort of stuff, these are absolutely brilliant for it. This is the stone trap. Obviously don't put your hand near it. This is what takes the stones out of the feed. So this is one of the reasons why we went with the KW Farm Services bucket. There is their information if anyone's interested in one, and they are brilliant. We've had, like I say, we've had this for about 6 or 7 years now, and it's absolutely fantastic. I think this is it. We had it since 2013, so 9 years. I tell a lie, 9 years we've had this. So yeah, it's been awesome. Absolutely fantastic bit of kit, and we always look after it, and I'll need to grease it up before we start using it. So we'll take it over to the workshop and get this sorted out. In the cab, I've got it hooked up to the auxiliary on the mouse on the JSM joystick. So if you have a look here, I'll show you how it works. Put the auxiliary. That's the stone trap working there. So a couple of stones have just slung out there. That's why if you hear a banging noise, it will be clearing out flint. You get that from the ground from Beet. There you go. That's how it works. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. This is the setting which we've got it set up on at the moment. So you can see we've sort of got it quite clumpy. I still want the beet to be crushed up to a decent size. We don't want it too fine, because if you make it too fine, you know, some people are a bit worried, you know, but animals can choke on it and all that sort of thing. We find about this setting is just about perfect. We've still got some big chunks of them to crush up with their mouths, but for the most part, it's still, you know, it's a bit more natural. This is how they would eat something in the wild. You know, bit clumpy like that, but not too fine that it will get stuck in their throats. So we've left it on that one. You got this wonderful smell of just sugar, just really sugary smell. This is sugar beet. This is. We had a couple of loads dumped on the fodder beet pile, and then we also, sugar beet is 12% sugar, whereas fodder beet is, I believe, 9% sugar. So fodder beet has a lot less sugar in it, which is why it's fed to cattle. So, of course, other feed buckets are available, but we find these are the best. And they're built to last. Keep the bearings going. Okay, we're back inside now. I don't know why, but this camera, it doesn't like the cold weather, and it keeps running out of battery. So anyway, you can see I'm inside now by the radiator. All that wood chipping's paid off, and lovely and toasty this winter. So it's been worthwhile putting the boiler in. Tomorrow I'm hoping you'll see all the animals being fed with the auger bucket, and also we've got the wheeled loader coming to come and load all of that sugar beet. And then later on we're going to go and see a friend of ours who's a carpenter who's going to be building the new shepherd's hut for our subscribers. So lots to go and see. Do give all the content a good thumbs up. Stay safe and stay warm this time of the year if you can. Get a fire going. Maybe you've got a little fireplace, something like that. And stay safe and stay positive. So with that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here to watch another Olly's Farm video.